Saturday arrived and it was a cold and overcast day with showers forecast for later in the afternoon. We had some of our usual crew along for the ride, with Daryl on his Honda 300 Rally, Kim on his Husky 701, Bill on his Husky 501, and we also had Tom along on his 690 KTM. The loose plan for today was to go up through Mapleton Forest, down the Obi, up Kiddermont Creek Road, and then head over to Grigor. There'd been some light showers over the previous days, so it was going to be interesting to see what we'd find on Upper Grigor and into Belthorp. The light showers had settled the dust a bit and the climb up Grigor was uneventful except for Tom's little off along the way. Just fantastic riding weather with the overcast conditions. The day probably started off about 13-14 degrees, but it was just warming up as we got along and it was just great riding. Once we got up on top of the Grigor road climb, it did get a little bit greasy in places. We did encounter probably half a dozen bikes coming the other way, and they were going a little bit quick, and with one of them totally on the wrong side of the road on a blind corner. So it's not a racetrack, guys. Slow it down a little bit. The section from the top of Grigor's Road through to where it intersects with Belthorp Road is just beautiful riding through here in wet sclerophyll forest. However, there's also a couple of off-camber clay sections that demand a bit of respect. This is where we turn off Belthorp Road to what I call the Jurassic Park section. And if you wonder why we call it that, once you get down in the bottom there, if you don't think there's going to be a dinosaur come out of somewhere, there's something wrong with you, because it looks like absolutely ancient forest. Even in the driest periods of weather, it stays fairly wet down in the back here. It faces south, the sun doesn't get in here, and it can get really, really greasy. And in a few minutes' time, I'd find out just how greasy it could get when my front wheel was taken out by a stick. Luckily, it was only at a few kilometres an hour, and there's also a soft landing on the leaf litter. And of course, like all good tracks, once the four-wheel drives get in here, they just cause untold damage and erosion. it was already getting pretty greasy on the downhill approach, so I can only imagine what it was like down in the bottom. Oh. Oh, it's fucking got me real quick. We'll stop down here. That fucking thing. And it threw me wheel to the left. This section was incredibly greasy through here, so if you're wondering why I'm taking my time, there was a reason. What is a new track for you, Bill? What do you reckon?
It's good.
You like it?
Yeah, greasy.
Yeah. You look a bit worried about the dinosaurs coming out of somewhere here, but
there is that, but you're going first.
It's Jurassic Park, isn't it? You know?
I'll lead you.
Oh, look at that there. God, what's that?
It's amazing what you find in Jurassic Park.
A penadactyl.
Very rare specimen.
Very rare specimen, yeah.
You don't
doesn't
get
come
one
out very often.
No, when it does, look out.
Yeah, oh, it's incredible danger for all of about 3 minutes, so be careful.
Brace yourself.
Brace yourself, yeah.
You've got to pay some fees to get Hollywood on the camera there. Yeah, exactly.
Nice weather though.
After a stop in Kilcoy for some lunch and refuelling, we headed up Mount Kilcoy. At the top of the Mount Kilcoy climb, we turned left, which would take us through into Middle Road and into Sunday Creek for a quick run down to McAdams Fire Trade.